Hi everyone, and welcome back to Happy at Home. Today I'd like to share with you a new display that I put together for my desk in my living room to celebrate back to school time. Mixing new and vintage items, I think the display turned out very nice. Here's what the desk looked like before I started decorating. The single lonely lamp needed some help desperately. To start things off, I added a vintage typewriter to the middle of the desk. Then, working on the left side of the desk, I decided to add some small vintage books. In front of the books, I decided to add a vintage message spindle, which I found at a flea market for $1. I then added a porcelain pumpkin and a multiplication flashcard to complete the left side of the desk. Moving to the opposite side of the desk, I began filling in the empty space by layering a card holder on top of a vintage book. To add some interest to the card holder, I decided to add some vintage miniature playing cards and a handful of black and white photos that I found at various flea markets. Next, I added a vintage desk calendar that I also found at a flea market. And the final item I decided to add to this side of the desk is a vintage shorthand book, which brings back many memories for me. The next thing to do was decide on a quote for my new message board that I picked up recently at Hobby Lobby. Once I figured out the quote I wanted to use and found all the letters, I simply started placing the letters on the board. It took me a while to get the correct placing since it was my first time using this, but I finally got it finished and I really like how it turned out. Once I had my message board complete, I had a whole bunch of letters left over, so I decided to gather them all up and place them in a glass jar from IKEA to add to my display. Moving back to the desk area, I propped up the message board against the wall behind the typewriter, and then I added a jar full of miscellaneous letters. And finally, below the desk, I added a large wicker basket with a pillow inside to hide the cords from the lamp. And that, my friends, is the finished project. I love how it turned out, and I think it is such a fun display for back to school time. Hope you enjoyed this video today. I know I had a lot of fun working on it, and I appreciate you stopping by to check it out. I'll see you again very soon for another decorating video. Bye now!